me go check the sheet to make sure everything's set up. Oh, okay. Yes.
November board meeting to order. First thing on our public comment, and we just have the sheet. Nobody has on the sheet, so right now we need to have a moment of silence. Thank you. Pledge allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda for November 3rd. I have one thing to add to that, and it's an action. So it will be 10G. And that's accepting the resignation letter of Mr. Mullins we have to do. Is any other things we need? Okay. All right. I need a motion to approve the updated agenda. I'm going to motion. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Regular minutes for on October the 20th. If anything we want to discuss off of that, if not, we need a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve those.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Special recognition. Athletes and coaches recognized. First of all, I want to tell all of them that came, thank you for what you've done for Hickman County and your schools. You've played a very important part in your academic and athletics abilities to get this. And we're glad to do this and have you here tonight so we can recognize y'all. First one we have is Mr. down at the Coog from Dotson. You come up. You here, Mr. Dotson?
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we want to take a moment to recognize and celebrate dedication, grit, and the kind of quiet determination that defines true athletes. And there's no better example of that than Bruin Dotson, who earned his place among the best in the state by qualifying for the Class 2A championship race last month. Cross country isn't a sport that comes with a lot of spotlight or glamour. There are no roaring crowds, no timeouts, no halftime shows, no cheerleaders, other than your very loud coach and encouraging parents. It's just you, the course, and the voice in your head. That's also Coach Clark telling you to keep going. Every mile tests not just your endurance, but your willpower. But what really makes this achievement so remarkable is that your journey has just begun. As a sixth grader, you have accomplished something that many athletes only hope for. Making it to the state championship isn't just about one race or one good day. It's about weeks, months of hard work, consistency, and character. It's about showing up when it's hard, when it's brutally hot, and inspiring teammates to do the same. Bruin, your drive and devotion reminds us all that success doesn't come easy. It's earned, step by step, mile by mile. You've represented our team, our school, and our community with pride, and we couldn't be more proud. Congratulations on achieving a personal goal and making it to the state championship. We are all so excited to see how far you go. Thank you from us and from Coach Clark and your Hickman County cross country team.
This time I'd like to recognize Dane Gilbert, who's by Mr. Herring.
So it's my privilege to recognize Dane for his outstanding performance in the TSSAA Golf State Championship. First of all, though, I want to say that he is just simply an outstanding student at Hickman County High School. He also has his own golf course at his house. It's a 9-hole course, and you started that when you were how old? 11. And he's actually been featured in Turfgrass magazine. So those are great accomplishments in addition to this. So with a 2-day score of 70-75, Dane Gilbert finishes for 3rd place out of 62 players that competed. With this finish for the 2nd consecutive year, Dane finishes in the top 5 and receives all state honors. He finished 4th place in his sophomore year and 19th in his freshman year. HCHS could not be prouder of Dane, his determination, his drive, and the outstanding way he represents our team and our community. We also should recognize his coaches, which are Coach Chris Dawson and Coach Craig Shelton.
Very much. East Hickman Middle School Girls Cross Country Team and TSSAA State Championship. Ivor Taylor. Oh, come on up.
Well, I ran track, but I didn't do this long distance. You know, 100 dash, we used to, back in my day, it was 440, 880 and all that. So I'm, very proud of you ladies. East Hickman Middle School Girls Cross Country won the state tournament. The top 122 runners in the state met at Weekly Park in Clarksville, Tennessee. Edvin Tidwell took first place overall with a time of 12:09. Cassidy Meyer finished in 4th with 12:58. Dakota Grover also finished in the top 10 at 7th with a time of 13:11. Kimberly Deal finished at 42 with a 14:44. Kaylin McDonald finished at 43 with a 14:57. Oakley Gordon finished at 81 with 16:14, and Madison Zimmerman ran a 17:59 to finish at 106. And we also had Haley Clark and Jalen Cruz Chavez. They're also part of the team, but they did not run at the state meet. And just read these little numbers right here made me tired. We have Jalen Cruz, Haley Clark,
Everybody look my direction. And 3, 2, 1, great.
Congratulations on a good team. I really appreciate it. Yes, sir, man. Impressive.
job.
Very nice breeze, by the way. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Took a lot of work and a lot of people working to pull the rope in the right direction. So really proud of the ladies, but I'm also really proud of everybody involved, from administrators to bus drivers. So really appreciate this and glad to bring it home for you guys.
Thank you, Jack. All right. Employee of the month. Mr. Mullen, Director of Schools.
In 2023, a very important job came open. This is a job that impacts everything we do. It impacts attendance, it impacts academics, it impacts funding. And we turned to a person in the district. That person had hesitation, and then the person said, I'll do the best I can. Well, the best I can includes now setting an alarm to let it's a her. I'm gonna give it away. To let her know when lunch is so she can stop working. There's a lot of hard-working people in this school district, but nobody works harder than Twyla Tucker.
All right. We also have an introduction to the board, Mr. Bennett, and Dr. Interim Director of Schools. You want to hit on that again?
Sure, Mr. Chairman.
People here.
Sure. So I guess to some extent we have this in reverse order. Your director has given notice of his intent to resign, and so that's obviously something that the board is going to have to accept. But once his resignation becomes effective, December 31, y'all will have to have a director. You've got to have one by state law. So you've got a little bit of time, but as the board has pointed out, you don't have a lot of time. The most pressing issue for this board to decide is how you are going to receive interest from folks, and also whether you want interested parties to be eligible to be considered for the full-time director vacancy. So there's two issues for you to consider. Without knowing who's out there, without knowing whether the board's in a position to make a decision on that tonight, I would suggest that you think long and hard about whether you want to have your interim as a candidate. There are some pluses, there are some minuses. Again, as I pointed out in the work session, if your board policy stands, it's not modified, then you may have an excellent internal candidate who may decide, you know what, I love Hickman County Schools, but I'd rather be the director. I'm not going to step up and be the interim. So you might find yourself with the second best interim director during a period of time where you might need someone to step up. We were talking that there's not a great hurry, but budget season's right around the corner.
Yes.
And when you think about it, your budget is this board's expression of what your priorities are. What are your policies? What are your goals? What do you intend to pursue? Where do you want to put the money of the people of Hickman County? Where do you want to invest? And so, frankly, you need to be having conversations with your director in January, February at the latest. So this is a very important position, even though it's interim. So it may sound as though I'm putting my thumb on the scale and saying you should probably waive your policy. I'll point out that most other school boards have probably taken the language you have in your policy out.
Yes.
But by the same token, this board may decide that you want to go in a different direction. You may decide that you want to look outside the school system, and so there may be some concern that if the interim is a possible candidate for the directorship, some decisions might be made that are intended to curry favor with the board. And so you're not getting a true assessment. I'm giving you all legal advice because you have a policy. I can't tell you whether you should change your policy or shouldn't change your policy. All I can do is tell you what you should probably be thinking about between now and when you vote. But my recommendation is going to be, when you decide to select an interim, the first thing that you need to do is make that decision. Do you keep the policy in place or do you waive the policy? Right? That's going to be your first order of business, either at your next meeting or at your special call meeting. Okay. My recommendation for how you get there would be that you have anyone who is interested in serving as the interim send your chairman a short letter of interest and just express whether they would or wouldn't like to be considered for the full-time position. And that way, if the board decides not to go forward with changing your policy, you know who. Okay. These folks, John Smith would be a great interim candidate, but he wants to be the full-time director. We don't want to waive our policy, that we're not going to consider John Smith. Make sense? So you don't have to decide right now. I never encourage a board to modify your policy or to change your policy or set aside your policy in one night. It's something to chew on. Your policy allows you to make this decision, so you're not really changing your policy, but you are suspending it. And that's a worthwhile conversation for you all to have with yourself over the next few weeks before you decide what to do. The one thing you need to decide right now is how you want to select interim candidates. I think it would be appropriate for someone to move that you advertise internally and you have them send letters of interest to your chair. Those letters of interest will be public record, obviously. So people who want to apply should be aware of that if they put their hat in the ring, the letter is a public record. But that would give the board an opportunity to see who internally is interested, and whether you want to consider them for this slot or the big slot.
All right, thank you. Any questions? All right, consent agenda items?
Before you move on,
Yes, sir.
I think you need to do something.
Yes. All right, so we need to basically set a date.
Well, let me go ahead and, I think the first thing that I would encourage y'all to do is, I think it'd be appropriate, Mr. Chairman, if your colleagues are so inclined to, for someone to make a motion to accept the director's resignation.
We got that. And, line item 10, which is requires board action, G.
Oh, I thought that since that was under me, that's when we were gonna do it. Never mind. Never mind, I didn't read far enough, but be fair, I only just now saw the agenda.
And the basic reason is that one was making the agenda, that went over my head, I forgot about it, then when I talked to you, I said, oops, and then it was too late, we already had it.
So where are you, on the agenda going to decide how to select your director?
Right now, we don't. We don't have anything.
Mr. Chairman, may I recommend that you all pick a date when you want to select your director? And may I recommend that you have anyone who's interested in being the interim submit a letter of interest to you no later than 7 days prior
So do we need a to make a motion to accept letters of interest at this point?
Yes, ma'am.
And those be sent to the chair. So I will make a motion that this board accept letters of interest for the interim position only, and those be sent to the chair.
Internal candidates, right? Isn't that what you said?
Well, I did say internal candidate, but that's a fair point. The board may not want to limit itself to internal candidates. Now, I assume that you did, because I heard you say earlier about continuity, and
Instability.
instability. So I inferred that you wanted internal candidates, but your point's well taken. It isn't necessarily limited to internal candidates.
But with the budget coming up, it would be very helpful if that candidate was already in this entire. I would. That, you bring somebody in that's this close to the budget time that's not familiar with it. I don't know, I just think it would be a plus for an internal candidate for interim myself. But we got a motion and we need a.
But what if we don't get an internal candidate? And if you get an external candidate you don't want, you don't have to
Yeah,
proceed.
that's a good point.
I think it opens
That's a fair
them up to more. If you just take them all, then you can eliminate.
Right. I was just sitting there thinking about the budget, how,
Well, that's down the road, yeah.
yeah.
We've got to get the
It may
director
be
first.
down the road, but I still
It's
think it'd be
coming.
better if we used an internal candidate for interim director through the end of school.
For the intern,
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I
that's what
agree.
he was saying.
and that's,
Not, she was
Yeah, I
saying,
made a, I
she,
should take them all
for interim.
for interim. Just take a letter of interest from anybody that wants to send you, that's my motion.
that's a motion. Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
We have a second.
Roll call vote.
Call vote.
I'm gonna read, motion that the board accept letters of interest for the interim position, and it's just said as that. Is that appropriate, Ms. Herring?
Okay, may I suggest that you have a deadline?
7 days before our meeting, that we had to decide on.
Well, I was looking at the calendar, the week that we've got, week of the 17th, that week, 17th to the 20th is, and that would give us right 7 days if we could serve.
So we did something besides Monday.
Not Thursday, not Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday the 18th.
The 18th. Oh, I
Okay.
can't do the 18th. I can't do the 18th.
What about the 19th?
Could do
19th on Wednesday,
I did that.
19th.
19th.
Can we do it at just like 6:30?
Yeah. Does that work?
Yeah, if it just got that one
Yeah.
thing we're dealing with, it's
With
the
the
last
last
month, we can push it out to 7. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we're gonna do the director, stuff
Right.
on it too. So
Right, you're right, Inspector. Yes, okay, so we got a date 20th?
Not-
19th, November 19th, Wednesday, 6:30.
Deadline for the letters of interest would be the 13th?
12.
12. So-
So,
Add that to my motion, that the deadline for those letters would be November the 12th.
8 days. That's pretty good.
All right, we have a motion second.
Roll call vote.
Yeah, roll call vote.
Let me read the motion again. Motion that the board accept letters of interest for the interim position with a deadline of 7 days prior to the meeting date of Wednesday, November 19th, which would be November the 12th. Is that correct?
Mr. Bennett,
Sir,
I'm breaking my vow to keep my mouth closed here. Would it not be best for the board to decide about the policy before you ask for those letters?
That's a good point.
Because there are people in the district who would like to be the interim, but.
That's a good point.
But they're in quandary about whether or not the policy
That would
is gonna
eliminate.
be amended.
Well, and that's the pleasure of the board, but asking the board to do that right now, I mean, certainly, if certainly the board's ready to do it, then that's fine. I don't mean to speak for the board here. But that's why I'd suggested in the letters of interest, someone should indicate whether they want to be considered for the full-time position. And then if the board decided not to waive the policy or change the policy, then you've got this group of people who aren't interested. So the mechanism would be, you just ask them to disclose, are you interested in the big seat or just the temporary seat? And if they want the big seat and the board decides on the 12th that you're not going to change your policy, then that's a smaller stack of people to look at.
So that decision at the 12th, the board should decide.
They definitely need to decide before they select the interim. I don't know that the board needs to decide now. Now, I think that there's been enough discussion. I think people are aware that, you know, if they throw their hat in the ring, they need to be very clear which ring they're throwing it into.
Thank you.
Unless the board wants to make a decision now, and I'm not advocating that you do or don't. It's entirely the pleasure of the board.
We got a motion now, right? So we'll vote.
Second, wait for vote this week.
We can waive the policy after we vote here.
Yep.
Then we need to do this one, right?
Yes, because it's up right now.
Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Ms. Mays,
Yes.
Dr. Cood,
Yes.
Ms. Herron,
Yes.
Ms. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Baker,
I'm voting no, because I think it should be internal candidates.
Mr. Hobbs.
Yes. Six one.
So can,
Mr. Chairman, I just would remind you that if the board is not of a mind to decide tonight whether to open the doors for the interim to be the full-time, then I would point out that needs to be a specific item on the agenda for your special call.
Okay.
So your first topic would be whether to waive the application of policy.
Probably 801.
That's right. To permit the interim candidate to be the interim director to be a candidate for the director's position. And if the board votes yes, then everyone's in. And if the board votes no, then you would need to cull those who just want to be full-time directors. Make sense?
Yeah. Motion to that.
I would like to make the motion to go ahead and vote to waive that.
I second that. Just for clarity,
Yes.
just think about it. I would hate to be in that spot. I would hate to be in that spot saying it's.
System that's qualified and wants to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I just think for clarity's sake, I think that's a no-brainer.
Roll
Then I
call
think,
vote,
Well-
please.
Is that so can you suspend that? Is it just a suspension or are you completely taking it out?
You're not actually, so you're not amending your policy. So 5801 says that an interim director of schools appointed during the time of a search shall not become a candidate unless the board expressly permits such inclusion in the selection procedure. So Ms. Baker's motion is basically making it clear that the interim would be a candidate. So you're not suspending a policy. I mean, it has the same effect.
You're basically waiving it.
Essentially, yes, you're
Yeah.
basically telling any interim, unless they say John Smith, and to Ms. Baker, to the point of Ms. Baker's motion about the clarity aspect, let's say you're John Smith and you want to be the director, but you also love the system and you don't want to leave it in the lurch while you're getting ready for the budget season. But if you're not sure what the board's gonna do, you kind of feel like you're exposing yourself. I mean, to the point of the motion in the second, this does provide a certain measure of clarity that, you haven't just put yourself out there.
We have a motion and a second. Would you read the motion?
Yes, sir. Motion to waive 5.801, where the interim director can apply to be a candidate for director of schools. Okay, Mr. Hobbs?
All right, roll call.
Yes, sir. Ms. Mays?
Yes.
Dr. Coon?
Yes.
Ms. Herron?
No.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Hobbs?
Yes.
Mr. Lang?
Yes.
6-1.
That's 6-1.
Yep, got some things done.
Clear that up. This is new territory, boys.
Thank you for the clarity.
Absolutely. And I want to be very clear, my role throughout this process is to give you options.
Yes, sir.
And if I'm ever over-explaining something, it's because that's my nature. I want to be sure that you're clear. I'm not trying to emphasize one option over the other. This is probably the most important thing that the board does. You pick the director, and he is the eyes, ears, hands, and feet of the school system. The second thing that you do is right up against it. You give him the budget to do his job. And so you've got one issue hard up against the other. So I'll make myself as available as I can to all of you throughout this process. Most of you have my email address. If you don't, before we leave, you'll have it.
Move along. Consent agenda.
Make a motion that we set up the consent agenda.
I'll second.
The motion second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Items requiring board action. Trip request. A1, Hickman County High School senior trip, sponsors and students.
So I'm Ella. I'm the senior class president at HHS.
I'm Keely. I'm the senior class vice president.
And we're seeking approval for our senior trip, which is to St. Louis this year. We are taking however many students want to go. We will be taking a charter bus for transportation. Where we'll be spending, it'll be the 10th through the 12th, so we'll leave on the Sunday. And the cost of this trip is going to be between $220 to $250. We are currently fundraising for this trip to kind of offset the other costs for like hotels, which that will be determined just with the amount of students that go. So we'll be doing a full day at Six Flags, and then we'll be visiting the zoo and the Gateway Arch. And I think it says that we're going to be in like the Union City area of St. Louis. And our hotel is in that area, and there is some like local attractions around that we will also be visiting. So
We'll have appropriate chaperones.
School employees.
How will the chaperone? Tell us about the chaperone.
The chaperones. So it will
I've got a
be.
son that's like me going, so.
I think two of our chaperones will probably be Miss Kristen Carter, our lead class sponsor, and Miss Becky Cood, she's our second senior class sponsor, and then possibly Mr. Ben Bentley, and then possibly Mr. Matthew Dotson.
And then we'll just have like more as the amount of students that sign up, just so everyone knows that. So, and we will be taking the charter bus for transportation. It is a little bit more expensive, but it does save our, like, we don't have to take a Julie bus or other forms, so.
You have a kind of a number yet of how many people are interested in?
We have not, we were coming to get it approved before we had students signing up, that way they could sign up and pay at the same time, to kind of help that process of signing up go a little bit more smoothly.
You have a cutoff date, or how many people?
We have about 45 is how many fits on the bus, but if we have more sign up, that we're gonna find another version of transportation, if we need to get 2 buses, or, however we need to accommodate those students.
Need a motion to approve the trip?
I'll make a motion, we approve the senior trip.
I'll second.
And Ms. Baker, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
That's up to you. D, LEA confidence report.
So attached is the compliance report that we do every year, and it has the information. All of our school leaders have looked at it, all of our supervisors have looked at all the compliance areas, and all have stated that they are in compliance and have no areas outside of it.
Need a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve the LEA compliance report.
I said
Favor, second. Any? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 7-0. C, consideration for grant for propane buses.
In front of you, just got a letter that we were approved. I know we did not budget a bus, but we did have approval, to go ahead and check into that application process for that grant. They did approve us for placing up to those 3 buses. We do have 24 months to use it, but if we don't start it within 12 months, there would not be any extensions. And this is the last of that money. They're not gonna do this VW grant again.
So we got a chance to get 3 buses.
Have the
We
opportunity.
have to buy
Pay half.
You would pay the whole thing and they would reimburse half of it,
half of it like I did the other time.
just like the other time.
Do we
And then
need-
there's also the seatbelt grant, which is separate and apart from this, but would take care of another $10,000 off that. Purchase of that bus. This year's bus, that just came in from last year, was 149.5, something like that.
So this came out October 1st, and we have 12 months, correct? So we could technically wait until budget time.
If we can keep it just like it is right now, no bus budgeted, and then when the next budget comes up, you could.
Consider it then.
And our part would be the 223, 483.50, I think.
Would it be,
Or the Tennessee will provide that, Tennessee Department of Education.
would it be better to break it up, like, instead of having 3?
You
Like-
don't have to buy 3, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
You can buy 1, you can buy 2, you can buy 3, you can buy none.
So, yeah,
Instead of all 3 at once, if we bought like 1, but then like
right.
between now and then,
We could buy
like kind
2,
of spread it out.
maybe do 2 this first budget, if we could, maybe, and then get it. So you're saying we gotta put in for it? For
It's applied, it's sitting there waiting.
but 12 months, we gotta put in for all 3.
We've got to,
Right.
yes, or 1, or 2.
Well, what, yeah, up to.
Whatever you decide,
But we could break it up, like,
you can. In 12 months, you got to say what you're gonna do.
right,
Um,
so we could, yeah.
But if we said we're gonna put 2 on this next budget and 1 on the following budget, that's still within the 24 month time.
that last one may not get in there.
Well, we'd have to go ahead
Yeah.
and put in for it like before October of next year.
Yeah, because-
Even though, just knowing that we would place that in the budget, the
Well, it's, okay.
sounds a little kind
Ideally, if you bought, and I know it's not in the budget, but if you bought 1 this year and 1 next year, you would fit inside their timeline,
yeah.
but it doesn't fit in.
What's our timeline as far as how many we're gonna need to replace?
We're losing 2, 3 at the end of this year. And then we don't lose any next year barring, catastrophic loss. And then in 3 years, 2029, I've got, it looks like 6 buses will be leaving the fleet.
No, we didn't get these 3.
It was one of the years that they borrowed a lot, and so that's when those ripples hit.
If we bought one now or within this 12 months, on this, but we would have to go before the commission and get it. But, I mean, basically, we explained that we got a grant. We have the opportunity to buy it at half price. That's basically what we would do. So we could buy one within the first 12 months, like now. And then the other 2 in the next budget. I don't know if that's something you guys would want to do.
If we're losing 3, somehow we're gonna have to.
Yes, we're gonna have to lose.
But it wouldn't, if you just did one this year.
Right.
I think it would not be such a hard hit to accept.
Anybody for
And I
a motion for
guess
that?
you have to do anything, actually, just me telling you that it was
Telling us.
available.
Okay. So if you come back to us next month, we'll get a better idea. Or we'll make up our
I
mind.
won't come back if you don't ask me.
Mr. Hall, it's listed as an action item, so we'll have to.
Yes.
Now, it is under action.
Yeah.
But we can, have a motion to table this next month. So I'll make a motion to table it next month.
Senator.
Oh, second.
Motion second to table it, December meeting, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Budget amendment.
Only 2 budget amendments this month. Budget amendment 19 is with our CTE Perkins grant. There was a reduction in that grant of $1,710.35. We also needed to move some dollars into an instruction equipment line item in there, and so this brings us in to agreement with the approved E-plan budget that has been approved by the state. Budget Amendment 20 is also a 142. It's our Title IV program, and some dollars were moved from in-service into an equipment line item for some purchases to look at there for some needs for the schools. And so that's also been approved in E-plan, and that brings that into agreement with E-plan.
All right. I'll make a motion, we approve budget amendment 19 and 20.
I second.
Have a motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
we need a roll call.
This is a vote, yes, roll call.
Dr. Koo?
Yes.
Ms. Aaron?
Yes.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Ms. Mays?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Yes, sir.
E, request for split supplements for 25-26.
So in your packet, we include this time of year, the supplement requests that will be split between multiple people. You have 3 of those. It's in your packet with how those splits will be paid out. Just asking for your approval for that.
Any questions about the split? All in favor, make a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the splits.
Second.
I second.
Motion second to approve that split. All in favor, say aye.
Would you do a roll call?
Didn't we do roll call?
Yeah, I would go ahead and speak, if this to be. You're the chairman of.
It's not moving any money or
Yes.
adding or beforehand, it's just fixing, but we'll have a roll call vote.
Ms. Aaron?
Yes.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes,
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Ms. Mays?
Yes.
Dr. Koo?
Yes.
motion carried. Board policies.
Thank you. Tonight, we just have some policies for review, 1.100 to 1.201.
Like a celebration time, so as we get through the 2 years, we get to have an easy month.
Right, for a couple of months. Maybe.
unless something changes.
I make a motion to approve the review of policy 1.201.
That was second.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, 7-0. G, accepting Mr. Mullins' resignation letter. I passed out earlier. Letter from y'all.
I was not gonna speak to that.
Yeah, we're right, Jim, you're right over.
Here.
Oh, I got a blur.
I thought, man, Derek.
Thought you're my friend, Eric.
To you. All right. We passed around a letter to accept his resignation. We need a motion. A second. A motion.
I make a motion, we accept the letter of recommendation, the Director of Schools resignation.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
And we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No,
Any opposed?
me.
We have one no. Motion carries. Now.
I just wanted to update y'all on some of the projects we've got going on. We met today with, some roofers for the East High School gym. We had the pre-bid meeting today, and we open up bids, 13th of this month. So hopefully we'll get that going pretty soon. The CTE building, we meet with that winning bidder Friday. We have the contract and all. Meet with him Friday to get him squared away on where he can stage his equipment and stuff like that with the principal. And the sewer line, I don't know if y'all have heard about that. We had a sewer line break at Hickman Middle, and we are working on a bid packet for that. We put it in the paper. The packet will go out Thursday of this week on the website and try and get.
That's gonna be pretty intensive, right? It's under the middle of,
It is. It's not a real, I think it's about a 50-foot stretch, so it's not not as involved as the East Elementary one was.
Okay.
But it's still a big part of that school.
Right.
That we'll have to shut down. Our plan is to do it while school's in session and try and get it done as quickly as possible. And the high school, their cabinets are going in their classroom renovation.
How close are they to that finish?
They said they're hoping to be done before we leave for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But if they're not done, it won't be much into December. So it's coming soon.
Great. All right, thank you. Announcements. Regular board meeting for December the 8th. We've also have a special call meeting. We talked about the guidelines, so good for that. Anybody have any other announcements?
Mr. Hobbs, is there a time for your special call meeting that we can include?
6:30.
Thank you.
Closing comments? Ms. Mays?
Well, I plan on going to the
Yes.
convention, so I guess we'll hear about what I was going before the legislature, vote on that there.
I don't have any more closing comments that any board ever started with Mr. Baker.
The only thing I have is that I think since the board voted to record meetings, that includes work sessions, because those are considered meetings under the law, we should be abiding by that.
Okay. Next.
Don't have anything.
Anybody? No. Good to go. Make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion with that.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Um,
Motion passed.